IGT, baby.
What's cracking, guys? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we got to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. Another crash out edition we had, man. And it's a lot we're going to have to unpack. So let's not waste no time and let's get right into it. So we had Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar to kick off the show, especially after what happened last week where Brock Lesnar got manhandled by Oba Femi. So you know he wanted to address everything that happened last week. And of course, Paul Heyman, pretty much talking the same shtick that he took as always, calling Oba overhyped, which was cap in my opinion. Because I feel like somebody like Oba Femi, that's somebody you need to take serious and know that he's coming there to assert his dominance and let you know this is my yard here. And, you hear Paul Heyman still ranting about, yeah, he had his moment last week and all that, but come WrestleMania, when he gets into the ring with the Beast Incarnate, that he's going to get German suplex, get F5, and get dominated by Brock Lesnar. And as soon as they about to leave out, the lights goes off, you hear open music hits, and business was about to pick up. And he's going down there, gets into the ring, they ain't do that much talking. You see Brock Lesnar try to hit him with the F5, but he was able to get out of it and literally, threw Brock over the ropes and let him know that this is my yard now. You think you're the beast? I'm the beast right now. I'm here to dominate you and to put my foot on your fucking neck to let you know who's the ruler here and who's going to put you down at WrestleMania, and that being Oba Femi. So I like how that started, and I feel like every week we should see dominance from Oba until we get to WrestleMania and he beats Brock ass. I pray that happens, but this is how I love Oba and them building him up, as these weeks starts to go down and we get closer to WrestleMania. So I love that. That was a very good start to the show. Just like everybody else was hyped, I was damn sure hyped for that as well. Then we kicked it off with the tag team match of the Usos versus the Vision. That we thought the tag team title was going to be put on the line, but they decided to save it. So, it was a solid match as I expected to, and we knew it was going to be some interference, and that happened in the case for LA Knight because you saw Logan Paul try to put on the brass knuckles outside of, the ring, and LA Knight comes there. He packs up Logan Paul, sees the brass knuckles, and he passes him to Jay. Now he's thinking, okay, well maybe Jay might, finish him off with the Uso splash, win a match, and then probably clock him with the brass knucks. Nah, Jay decides to put him on when a ref is standing right there and seeing him put the brass knucks on. Man's didn't even care and clocks Austin Theory with it, causes disqualification, and you see Logan Paul coming in there and he clocks Logan Paul with it. So he's walking off and, Jamie's kind of pissed off like, yo, why would you hit him with the brass knuck? We could have won the match and all instead of getting disqualified. So that was going to be the talks, as the night progresses. So when we get backstage and you see the Usos and LA Knight like, yo, like, it's good that you were able to handle the division and give them what they want, but you could have just won the match instead of getting yourself disqualified. And Jay ain't trying to hit that. He said, listen, they had to get got. I didn't care by any means necessary. I was gonna pack them up and all that, and that's exactly what I did. So LA Knight proceeds to say, like, low-key, you starting to move and sound like Roman, and it took that to trigger Jay. And he was pissed off, like, everybody was saying I'm trying to act like Roman and all that, yada, and just took off. So, that was going to play a focal point later on in the show. So, once that was done, we cut to this segment, and it's with Paul Heyman, and he's getting ready to leave and all that because he was done for the night because he, met up with Adam Pearce. So Pearce tell him, like, where you going? He said, didn't you tell me that you wanted to get something off your chest in regards to Seth Rollins? So at first you could see Paul Heyman kind of like double down on it and was trying to like, skip past it and go on. But after everything turned down and him having that conversation with Piers, he had no other choice. He said, you want that moment here? Here it is. So Paul Heyman gets into the ring and he pretty much was saying that I'm vulnerable now. He says, I don't have Braun Breaker. I don't have Braun Strowman because they're both injured. He says Brock Lesnar's dealing with Obafemi right now. He's saying with Logan Paul and Austin Theory both getting pretty much knocked out by the brass knuckles of Jey Uso. He said, I'm just here all alone in the middle of the ring. So he calls out Seth Rollins and says, if you want to put me out my misery, here it is right here. So what are you waiting for? And that's when you see Seth Rollins coming through the crowd and he's by himself. You don't see those other hoodie guys over there because they pretty much got packed up by Brock. So I ain't expect them to show up. So Seth comes out there through the announce table and he's sitting there. So Paul Heyman sees him. And as he's saying that, and he's saying that he's going to handle this like, man to man. Like, I'm gonna take my ass with it like a man. So you see the Boston Police Department come there, and this was part of Paul Heyman's plan all along. And he was saying that one thing you should have known about me and my family, like we're snitches. So we play by the law and all that stuff. And he's saying that now they're gonna handcuff you and you're going to jail. And he says, see, while you in jail, he said your wife is going to divorce you. Just playing a real prick. He said your wife going to divorce you, and says she pretty much gonna be messing with half the guys in the locker room and all that, and saying that your daughter ain't gonna have no father figure. And he was saying that if you want, I will adopt your daughter and all. And that triggered Seth so much. He said bump that, got away from the police. The police went down that ramp, going there and clocked Cuckoo Gachu Warris with a right, dropping him down up until the cops were able to get a hold on him and cuff him up and all that. And you see Paul Heyman literally in the corner just laughing about it and Seth Rollins, as he's going up the ramp, cracking up as well. I say he kind of had a Stone Cold moment, because when Stone Cold was packing up Vince McMahon, when he was cuffed up and all that too, you see he was just laughing, just talking his shit as always. And you saw the same thing with Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman is just literally in the corner just laughing about the whole thing. So I thought that was a 10 out of 10 segment right there. Very comedic, for Paul Heyman and all that. Like, that was so fantastic, and I enjoyed that so much. So we fast forward to later on the show, and you see CM Punk, and he's making his ways towards the ring, but he gets stopped by Jimmy. He's letting him know, like, listen, I know you're gonna probably say some things, but tread lightly when you say that, because Jay is on a warpath. So Punk looked at him, he says, all right, and just went on by his business. So he gets into the ring, and he's pretty much saying that I just had a conversation with Jimmy before I came on the ring. He told me that I need to be mindful of what I say and all that, because Jay on his warpath, and he's not a bright move and all that stuff. And he says it never fails. He says when it comes down to Roman, there's Samoan family, like, they can never handle business by themselves. He's saying that if it comes out of Roman, he always need help with the Usos, or what it came out of the Usos. One of them need help with each other too. Like, nobody can never do that. It's a reason why they could never be champion. So he also brings up about Roman last week and telling him that he old and all that, and how he was pissed off about it. But then he was saying, like, he asked Boston, am I old? So they was saying, it was a mixture of no and yeah, but he was saying that, yeah, I'm old. Hell yeah, I'm old. And he said, I embrace that. He said, because one thing about me, he said, if I was young, like, if I wanted to pretend like, I didn't like that at all, I would have dyed my beard, some of the Roman Reigns, we were putting Just for Men on. They're saying, I want y'all to acknowledge me all the time. Like, he was double down on it, and he was saying, nah, I embrace this age right here, and that if anything, with Roman Reigns, he got clocked by this old man right here. He put him on his ass and was saying that's going to be the same thing at WrestleMania where I hit him with the GTS. He going to lose, and he has to face the fact that on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania that he got beat by an old man. And, you know, he also was saying, like, you know, it always comes down to where you always need your cousins to do your dirty work without you doing it yourself. And he even proceeds to say, you know, the people that, you know, he's saying that also Roman underestimated him, and that's going to get him beat. He said, you know, some people that didn't underestimate me and lost. He brought up Gunther. He even said, the person that also underestimated me and lost to me as well was Jey Uso. So after that happens, you knew Jay was coming out there, and he coming out there, Punk saying that, oh, see, look who showed up here now. He said, if I gotta take on the family, I'll take on y'all one by one. And he was saying that what Jay gonna do? Yeet at me and all that stuff. Started doing the dance, and Jay just walking with a sense of urgency, but he's pissed off. So as he gets towards the roast, Punk saying that, you gonna run your mouth or we gonna fight? So he gets in and he said, let me get in the ring. So Jay gets in and he was saying like, yo, there you go again. Running your mouth and all that too about my family. But not just that, you running your mouth about me. And he said, yeah, your ass is old. And he said, if anything, we should have a match because I will beat your old ass anyway. So Punk like, yo, yeah, I just said it before, like, I'm not here to run my mouth anymore. And as he drops the title and all, you start to see them like they ready to go at it now. And Jimmy comes out there. So Punk looked at him like, oh, see, I knew this was going down. So Jimmy had to tell Punk like, this ain't about you right now. And turn his attention to Jay and say, listen, you need to get a control of yourself, because this is the same exact way you're feeling right now that caused us to get disqualified in our match earlier. And now we got to put the tag titles on the line. And he said, I need you to lock in. Jay said, I don't give a damn about those tag titles and all that stuff. And he let me know, like, listen, you putting your focus on CM Punk. He's not our concern right now. Leave that to Roman Reigns. So, of course, Jay fed up again. He was saying, like, nah, he has everything to do with us. He come out here talking shit about our family and all that. Then we ain't going to do anything. So he's fired up. And he says, you know what? I'm out here right. He says, Roman's not here. I'm out here right now. Like, what's up? What you gonna do? So that's when Roman gets out there now, and this is where it starts to really pick up. Like, Roman walking with a sense of urgency. He didn't even sit there, no pyro, nothing. He was strictly business. So he gets into the ring, and he directs his attention to the Usos, and he's saying that, you know, didn't y'all have a tag team match earlier? Jimmy says, yeah. And he just says, yo, respectfully, I'm gonna need y'all to get out of my ring. So you see this look on his face, and you know Jay is kind of pissed, but CM Punk, he's just sitting in the corner laughing, looking at this, because he's saying that, yeah, just like I thought, you're always going to pretty much help Roman out instead of standing up for yourself. And that triggered Jay so much. He said, bump that, moved away from Jimmy, and he was charging that Punk to where Punk clocked him and all that. And then here comes Jimmy grabbing up CM Punk, and Roman went there, hits him with a Superman punch. And after that happens, you see Adam Pearce, the JAGs all get into the ring there, trying to separate them and all. And Jay is still fired up in the corner there. So when they got him out of the ring, and he's going off and all that, Pearce telling him, yo, relax, like, you need to go in the back, go relax. And he turns to Roman. He said, nah, fuck that. You're going to have to pack him up. Chavo G, pack him up right now. Like, put him down. So Roman listening to that, and like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Goes right in the corner, hits CM Punk with a spear. And we think all that's done? No. Man proceeds to bring Punk out of the ring, goes out his cell, and decides to, you know, ram Punk's head into the ring post multiple times and all. And we think, okay, he made his point and all that. Nope. Proceeds to pick Punk up and hits him with a powerbomb onto the announce table. And as he's doing that, and he's talking his shit to CM Punk and all that, as he's hitting him, there as they try to separate, Adam Pearce try to separate Roman away from Punk, all that shit. He walks off. As he do that, he gets towards the ramp area. You realize CM Punk is not like, he's in pain, but he's laughing. And just similar to how it was last week with Roman Reigns, where it took him to say to Punk that you're old, and how he striked him and how he was laughing on the floor, and all I said, see, there you go. Like, it took me saying, I'm in your head now. And you know, this is, you just proved my point. It's exactly what CM Punk was doing too when Roman ended up hitting him with a powerbomb, and then as he was talking his shit and walked off, you see CM Punk laughing in pain, saying that, you know, I don't need no help, but they always need help and all that stuff. And also saying too that he's proving my point. But now this is where things starting to rev up now. So now both of them, you know, hit each other now. But of course, Roman went that extra mile. So is it a situation where Punk do that now after all of this went down? We will have to see. But it's definitely starting to pick up a whole lot more. And also, Jay Crashout, can that be a cause of the Usos losing the tag team titles to the Vision next week when they in Madison Square Garden? I could probably see that happening, because the way how he was fired up right now, it could come down to that certain point where he doesn't care, and Jay lose, and Jimmy gets the one to eat the pin, and Logan and Austin Theory wins the tag team titles, because he clearly said he didn't care about those titles because he was fired up of what Punk was saying. And lo, Jay just been on his crash out a whole lot now, so you can tell him being tag team champions is not on his radar at all. He can give a damn about him. So can that play a big issue now and could cause a lot of friction between Jay and Jimmy? We could potentially see that happen, because it was a lot of time that Jay should have been healed earlier this year, but they never pulled the trigger. He was doing a lot of crash out moments there too, similar to what he's doing right now. So is it a chance that they do pull a trigger down the line? I could probably see that happening, you know. But at this point right now, it is just crazy, and him and this rant that he's doing is it's insane. But this was a fantastic show. In my opinion, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fantastic. The crowd was energetic as well. So definitely looking forward to when they come home to MSG, my hometown. And I cannot wait, because that is going to be must watch. It's going to be must watch. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know how you feel about Monday Night Raw. How do you feel about that segment with Roman and CM Punk? How you feel about Jay and his crash outs and all that, and can that cause him the tag titles next week against the Vision? And also how you feel about the segment with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, and then Femi and Brock Lesnar. So I definitely want to hear your opinions in the comments down below. I appreciate y'all love and support. Continue to keep God first as the process of anything that you do in life. Your time will come, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video. Peace.
Game over, yeah.